Okay, guys, I want to talk about parenting vision today, as that's one of the topics of the goals I wrote about this year for 2023. If you're a parent and you get overwhelmed from time to time, just know that you're not alone. What I want to do is just take a few minutes in this video to kind of talk about, what I've learned from over the years, what I've learned from others, and really a lot of the goals that I'm trying to work through in 2023, since I place a very high value on being a good parent. There's no one size fits all, and how this works. We all come from different backgrounds and what we value as family. But as we head into a new year, it's a great time for us to each start reflecting and just ask ourselves the question: what worked last year? What things can I do better? And what do I want to change? As adults, I noticed that we really get hyper focused on weight loss goals and, objectives that we can accomplish. And sometimes we overlook the super, super important aspect of our lives: parenting, how we raise our children. Now, I know a lot of you out there that do put a lot of emphasis on this, and I learn a lot from you. And, but we can all get better. So, the whole idea is that, at the beginning of the year, it's a great time to set some goals, put them on a list, and just kind of go from there. Nobody's perfect, that's for sure. So I'm going to talk about a few of the ones that I have, so that I'd like to improve on in this coming year. So the first one's going to be connecting more as a family. Many parents, want more time to connect with their kids. It's really, really important that you prioritize that time, though. We can get really, really lost in the day to day and not put that time aside. So it's about really getting intentional with your time, and making sure that you understand who your kids are, right? It's like, and sometimes I'm guilty of this for sure. Laying down in bed with my kids and just talking to them and finding out, what's going on at school, what's going on in their lives, and then sharing what's going on in your life. So it's back and forth. Another thing about connecting more as a family is protecting dinner time, breaking bread together as a family. I think that's a very, very healthy thing to do, and something that I've been more focused on. Plan a like a getaway or a staycation. Spend intentional time with your kids. One of the things that I made sure that I'm starting to do this year is have a date night once a month with each of my kids. So next week, Gigi and I, we're going to head to the city, in San Francisco. We're going to have dinner together and, go walk the beach. So I'm sure the weather won't be great, but that's okay because we're going to be together. Another thing, and this is one that I know I've really had to work on, is yelling less. I call myself passionate, but sometimes that's just an excuse for the fact that I'm guilty of this one, is that I like to yell a lot. So I get this feedback from my kids, and I just got to kind of make sure that I'm being attentive to what are the triggering things for me when I get frustrated. So when I'm frustrated, a lot of the times I need to either go and focus on my breathing, do the routines that are going to bring me happiness, such as running. So when I do those things, I'm much less in a position to where I'm going to react and get angry. Again, I'm not perfect, and I'm also not, some yelling tyrant either. But it is something that we have in our rule board, in our house, which I will talk about here shortly. But the rule board is great. So, becoming consistent with rules and consequences. So, in our house, because we have me, Jen, and we each have our two teenagers, so it's a full house. We have a whiteboard up in our kitchen, and it says family rules. And we have our list of rules there. One of those included is no yelling. But it's really important because it's kind of like the what would you call it? There's like the Ten Commandments of our house, right? It can be really frustrating when kids don't follow the rules. So we have to make sure that we have clearly defined what they are and what the consequences are going to be for those breaking the rules. So instill more responsibility in our kids, and do less for them. It's no matter how old they are, what the goal would be is to try to get them to be independent and teach them how to develop the skills that they need to be able to be self-sufficient. If we do too much for our kids, what actually ends up being a disservice to them later. So a lot of times I catch myself might be quicker for me to go ahead and do the task, whatever it may be, maybe cook dinner, or I can teach them how to cook dinner. And that's been something that I think is very monumental, and it's a great service to our children when we can actually teach them and spend that time. Plus, those are memories that they'll always have. So, getting through this video, just wanted to, regardless of how you feel or how I feel about where I'm at in my parenting, I think the most important thing is that having a growth mindset as a parent and knowing that we can always get better and doing the next right thing, that's really all you can ask for. So it's about setting these goals and focus on continuous improvement. That way we can have a better family life, and hopefully our kids, when we are old, will want to take care of us when we're in a wheelchair and we can't move anymore. So anyways, I just want to talk to you about our my parenting values, and I hope you have a good one.